Hey, this is Blake with Worn and Wound, and today we're going to take a look at the Archimede Outdoor Automatic Sport. Archimede is a German brand built in the Eckler family factory in Germany, and the Outdoor Automatic Sport is their sort of dress sport offering in the spirit of the Rolex Explorer. It's designed to be sort of the gentleman's sport watch. It's got some really nice, elegant styling. Really nice build quality, but it's built to be worn in the outdoors in sort of an active environment. This model features the Sellita SW200 movement, automatic movement, sapphire crystal. It's quite attractive, but it's on the smaller side. It's nice and lightweight, and really does fit in well with a more active lifestyle. All right, so just taking a look at the case of the Archimede a little bit closer. As I was mentioning, it's got a much smaller profile, so it measures 38.7 millimeters in diameter. It's 43 and a half millimeters lug to lug, and then it measures just 10.6 millimeters thick. And the lug width is 20 millimeters. So it's got this really nice lugless design. The case has a nice smooth shape to it that transitions well into the lugs, or the lack of lugs here, and you've kind of got this like curved gradient here where the lugs would be. And as I was saying, it's got a much smaller 43.5 millimeter lug-to-lug size, and that's aided a lot by the fact that there are no lugs on either side. The crown here is protected just a bit. The case protrudes around the crown, which I like a lot. And if we turn the watch to its side, you can see the crown assigned, and the 10.6 millimeter case is really quite thin. Something else you might notice is the case, is rather thin, and around the dial, the case sort of like pops out a little bit, which I really kind of like the look of that. And now looking at the crown, just to operate the crown and show you the movement. The movement inside the watch is a Sellita SW200 automatic. The crown has a really nice feel to it. It's got a nice tactile response, so it's really easy to unscrew, even though it's got the guards there. And in the first, or sort of just by unscrewing it, you're able to wind the watch, pulling it into first position. You're able to change the date, and then pulling it out into second position, you see the watch is hacking, so the second hand will stop, and then you're actually able to change the time. And it's got a nice sort of resistance to it. It's got a nice quality feel to it. Then you just screw it in, screw down. It's really easy to screw down, and it locks into place pretty easily. All right, so just examining the dial of the Outdoor Automatic Sport really quick. So under the sapphire crystal, you have a black dial with very bright contrasted white markings. You'll see here you have the date at 3 o'clock, Archimede, and then just you have the outdoor name, the water resistance, which is 200 meters, and then automatic. The name of the game with this dial is legibility and readability. It's designed to be really easy to read. As I was saying, it's designed for an active lifestyle to actually be worn during sport, so it's really meant to be a utility in that regard. So you have the hour markers at every hour, sort of with these chunky hash marks as well as numerals. And at 12 o'clock, you have sort of the double hash with that 12 o'clock. The hands are both very bright white, loom filled, and then the second hand here, as it sweeps, you can see is just a bright white. And then on the outer rim of this bezel, the outer bezel of the dial, you see that we have sort of minute or second indices every 5 minutes or seconds, depending on how you're reading it. The loom on the dial is actually seen on each of the hour markers, both the hash and the numeral, as well as on the hands. And again, it's designed to be as legible as possible during the daylight and in the evening. All right, so now we're getting a chance to see the Outdoor Automatic on my wrist. I actually have a larger wrist, about 7.5 inches, and this case measuring 38.7 millimeters is on the smaller side, but it sits really comfortably on my wrist. I actually haven't, in the time that I've spent with it, sort of perceived it as a smaller watch. It's just sort of felt very natural on my wrist, though it is smaller than a lot of the watches that I typically wear. It's very nice and lightweight. On the bracelet, it's 120 grams as tested. It does come on a leather strap, that's an option, and that weighs 70 grams. But overall, it's been really a pleasure to wear. It's sort of the most comfortable, I guess not noticeable, lightweight watches that I've worn with a metal bracelet like this that hasn't been made out of titanium or some other really lightweight metal. Sort of turning it, you can see it's got a nice low profile, measuring just 10.6 millimeters tall, again making it really comfortable to wear, and sort of seamlessly transitioning from sort of the outdoors to wearing it to work. It's easy to fit that under a sleeve, it's really not a problem, and then rotating it down, it's got the signed Archimede deployment clasp here at the bottom, and just generally speaking, it sort of fulfills its mission of being a really nimble, wearable sport dress watch. All right, so just to sum up my thoughts on the Archimede Outdoor Automatic Sport, I really enjoyed my time with the watch. I think it really fulfills its mission to be sort of a sporty dress watch that you're able to wear outdoors on the weekends, or in sort of a sporty, active environment. Whether you're swimming or riding your bike, or sort of just being active in general. Or also, it's really a pleasure to wear at work, and it fits right in sort of a more formal environment. At $750, you're getting a really well-built automatic watch with a quality Swiss movement. It's got quality components, sapphire crystal, well-built stainless steel case with a matching bracelet. And like I said, I think you're really going to enjoy wearing it if you're looking for a sort of a sporty dress watch. So thanks again for watching and for reading the review. This is Blake Mallon for Worn and Wound. Just keep going back to read more reviews and watch commentary, and don't forget to follow us on Twitter, Tumblr, Facebook, and a number of other places on the net. Thanks.